After a long week cashing, you're just in the mood for crashing. Go get that 2-minute minor for slashing and come on down to the Sin Bin, your number one location for hockey information. With Matt.
I saw a fucking Chinese kid review a toy that looks like a dildo, and he gets $10 million over it.
And Jake.
It's just what you do at your time. Some people do mediocre podcasts, and some people fucking shit on football fields.
So lock your wife in the closet. Grab a room temperature beer. Put your hand halfway down your boxer briefs and blast your stereo for the greatest hockey show. This is the Sin Bin. Take it away, Matt.
That's right. We're the greatest hockey show on YouTube. There is no show that competes with us. We are up there. Everyone else is down here. And then below them's a pile of shit. We are the best hockey show on YouTube, and we are so glad that you joined us today. Yes, my name is Matt. We're reporting to the Sin Bin. I say we because I am joined here with the one, the only, the legendary Jake Link. How are you, Jake?
What's up, folks?
Now,
what's up?
I wasn't supposed to go live. I really wasn't, okay? But I figured, hey, I'm here. The Wi-Fi connection is optimal. I'm looking as sexy as ever. Jake always looks sexy. That's not a problem with
I
Jake.
do.
Yeah.
Shaved face, haircut, and look at that.
So we decided to go live. And I'm telling you right off, Jake. I'm telling you right off. Today is going to be our greatest show. It is episode 10. We are November.
Oh, that
November
10.
4th.
November. Yeah, we're getting there.
2019. Already episode 10.
We're already almost a quarter of the way through the season, I think. I don't know.
And I say it's going to be our greatest episode because the news today, it's so juicy. It's so juicy. I mean, I think that all of the content we put out is great. But I will say last week, it was kind of dry. There wasn't much news. I mean, we opened with the good Branson trade. Today, it's going to be like a big, juicy, grade A quality prime rib. And we're just going to bite all over it. Okay?
Yeah.
I do
You're going to
gotta
start at
warn
one
you.
end, and I'm going to start at the other end, and we'll meet in the middle.
Speaking about other ends, I do have to warn you. Jake is laughing, and I'm about to tell you why. I ate something. I don't know what it is. I think I might even be coming down with a bug. I mean, my stomach is all up the wall. I don't know what's going on. There might be a moment in the episode where there's an emergency. I gotta leave, and Jake has to take over the show momentarily while I purge of all of the bacteria in my gut flora. So just don't be alarmed if you see me run away. There's no burglar coming in my... I don't know. I'm safe. I warned you in advance. That's the disclaimer. Why don't we just jump in the news right off, Jake? Because, dude, there is so much. We just got to jump in it right off. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I clicked on the video, and now I don't know why I'm getting like a Frosted Flakes commercial.
We're monetized?
We're not. I don't know. It says the call, but I don't think.
Oh, then I think you pressed on the wrong video.
Brought to you by Frosted Flakes. They're great.
Yeah, Jake's the new mascot for Frosted Flakes. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's our first topic for today? So, I'm watching hockey, as one usually does, and I'm watching the Carolina Hurricanes, okay? And I always say this, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Minnesota Wild, those are two teams that it's a little bit more painful for me to watch because they're voided of any real kind of superstar. So they're kind of less entertaining for me, at least. You guys might think otherwise. I know Jake finds them entertaining because of those god-awful celebrations they do at the end of the game.
Okay, yeah.
We're not going to get into that. But
No.
I got to say, so they're playing the Calgary Flames, and while I did say they don't have any superstars, I think we're going to see a superstar in the making here. Yes, you guys guessed it. Svechnikov Congratulations. You are the first player in the NHL to pull off the Michigan. Now, Jake, you
Really,
taught
he's
me
the
that
first
term.
player?
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen attempts. I remember Philip Forsberg tried doing it. I think you guys can search it up. There's a clip on YouTube. But you told me this is called the Michigan. And I don't know why. I'm stuck in Canada. I don't get the terms and the cool slang. Explain to us why while I fix the frame of your...
There was a player on the University of Michigan who did this move back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it became, I can't remember his name exactly, but it was like the first time, like, that it was attempted.
John Michigan?
Huh?
John Michigan?
Did you say? No. No, he played for the University of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
In hockey. So the Wolverines. So he they got called the Michigan because of that. And, and pretty much like what Svechnikov did was probably like a little bit of a modified version, because normally the Michigan is you get it on the stick and you slap it on the post, but he actually like went up high, like to the other side, which was, actually a funny story. My first game ever playing goalie, I was playing against this like insanely good team. Like, so the first goal I ever let up was a Michigan, and that was the only time I've ever let it up. And it was it's definitely like it's not a move like, I know you said this is going to be a new move that's going to take over the NHL. It's not. It won't be a new move. It's not going to be, it's not going to revolutionize. The players are too quick and too fast. You could tell he caught the defense off guard.
Yeah.
And, he just was going behind the net, and he just,
yeah.
There was not a defender within with that at least like 10 feet of him.
Yeah, well, I thought, because I looked at it and I thought, if this catches on in the NHL, this is one of the most lethal moves, because it's so hard for the goalie to save. Because it happens behind them, they basically can't see what's going on. But the thing is, it's kind of a double...
Hit the stick.
Yeah.
All you got to do is hit the stick. Hit the stick, it falls off the stick, and then you're good.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Hit the stick or hit the body. Yeah.
The more Michigans we see, the more alert the defensemen are going to be. And like Svechnikov, he had so much time behind that net to bring it around. I'm not taking away any of the credit, but I'm just saying in the future, I don't think it's going to catch on. You're right. Well, I thought it was, but Jake convinced me otherwise. My point is, everyone was saying this is the goal of the year. Okay, we're all saying this is the goal of the year. It's already over. This early in the season, no one's going to compete with Svechnikov. Hell, I
looked it up. It's Mike Legg, who did the Mike Legg for the Michigan goal on March 24th, 1996.
Mike Legg.
If you ever, yep.
Okay.
So if you guys are looking it up, you know what, Matt? I will send you the video. So if you want to just put in in our description.
Oh yeah, thanks, appreciate it. But
all right.
I was just gonna say, after getting knocked out by Ovechkin, I wished I would have gotten knocked out by Ovechkin. Maybe I'd be pulling off moves like that. But the point is, everyone is saying this is the goal of the year. Me included. I said it's over. No one's going to repeat this. This is a move for the ages. We already have the goal of the year. And then this happens. Matthew Tkachuk in a wild game versus not the Minnesota Wild, but the Nashville Predators. This is one of the nicest goals. No, hold on, Jake. Hold on. I was actually trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen a nicer goal in my life. I think Matthew Tkachuk just scored the nicest goal I've ever seen in my entire life. Because let's break it down. As I said, it's a crazy game versus the Predators. I think they had like an accumulated 12 goals at that point or something like that. The time is winding down. There's less than a second left. The guy passes it in front. Matthew Tkachuk, it happens so fast. I just see the puck going top corner, and I'm like, wow, it was a buzzer beater. What a great break for the Calgary Flames. They ended up winning it. What a great move by Tkachuk. He got in front of the net. He tipped it. But it's not until the replay, Jake. It's not until the replay where I really saw what happened. This motherfucker pulled the puck between his legs, shot it top corner on the goaltender, and all of that with less than a second left. At a crazy speed. So fast, I didn't even notice it. Matthew Tkachuk just scored the nicest goal I've ever seen. I'm trying to think otherwise. Is that the nicest goal, or am I insane here?
That's I'm looking at it again. It's up there. It's up there. You know what it is? You know what it is?
What is it?
It's you make, if it comes down to the Michigan or even the Blake Coleman goal in the first game of the season for the Devils. Like, those are like top 3 right now. But if you go with the Michigan and that one, this one, just because of it was with the amount of time left on the clock.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what
and
made
you
it
don't
special.
even see, like, until it's slowed down. Wow, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
He was just, like, you could tell he was just trying to put anything on it.
Because,
like, you know, like just to end the period and, like, you know, hope for something. And
all credit to Svechnikov. That was a highlight reel goal, but we all saw it in real time. I mean, Tkachuk was so fast. No one saw it. We all saw it on the replay, but at real time, for me, that's what made it special. Let's see what the commenters say. Joe says, wasn't expecting a live stream. I was just listening to music. Yeah, no, this was a complete surprise. I decided to do it because I just feel it's going to be a good show, but glad you're joining us, Joe. I'm a big fan of Joe. I love his comments. Personally, I don't.
You know what, though?
What is it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to actually say. He says he doesn't like the Michigan because it's disrespectful towards goaltenders. Yeah, it is. But you know what? You stop the puck. It's a legal move. You stop the puck. Quit bitching.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? Don Cherry, he's notorious. You know that one year where Thomas Hertl pulled the puck between his legs and scored on Marty Biron, and it was like he made it 8-1. And
ended his career.
I mean, I sided with Don Cherry. I said, like, come on, dude. 8-1 may not be the time and the place to, like, have a circus out there. But Svechnikov, did you see the score when he did it?
No, I didn't.
It was
I didn't notice the score.
It was 1-0 for Calgary. So the game was very much close. As a matter of fact, his team was losing, so there's nothing wrong there. I'm going to have to disagree with the Don. K. Siggs says the type of goal is a lot easier than dangling through the demon or going end to end. That might actually be a good point because we're looking at it and it's amazing. I think partially because we've never seen it before. I have a feeling it might be a lot easier than it looks. That's just me.
What, the Michigan?
The Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it also quick movement with the stick, and like anybody could do it. Like I've done it messing around with friends and stuff. My favorite goal to score, like when messing around, like in the streets, was the go behind the net, flip the puck up, and hit the goalie in the back of the head, and then have that go into the net.
Yeah.
If you could do that, like I did that a couple times just for goofing around.
Lambros Sheramis says, "Sup, Matt? Sup, Lambros, buddy? How are you guys doing?" So that's it for the goals of the year's candidate. What's funny is that Svechnikov scored that goals on the Flames. Then the Flames scored that goal on the Predators.
Yeah.
So if the tendency continues, the Predators are up for goal of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, we're up for our next story. And for our next story, we're going to be talking about an asshole. This guy, he's a pain in the ass. And he's continuing to be a pain in the ass. Yes, I'm talking about Milan Lucic. Milan Lucic has been suspended from the player safety, according to the player safety. The league has decided to suspend the Flames veteran for 2 games after he delivered a rather vicious-looking sucker punch, I'll say, to the Columbus Blue Jackets forward Cole Sherwood during a match between the Flames and the Jackets. So, we all know Lucic. He got traded for James Neal. James Neal shipped over there to Edmonton, and he's lighting Edmonton on fire, scoring left, right, and center. And Lucic is probably like, bruh, I can't score like that, so what am I going to do? I'm going to act like a dumbass in Lucic faction, and I'm just going to sucker punch people in the face. You got 2 games, you deserve it, buddy. Not much of a story here. Lucic is a son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's just Lucci. That's Lucci for you. You know, he's gonna always do these. He has a reputation.
I do feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry for him because I will say, when he came into the league, he was a very efficient player. He was. In fact, many people were saying every team should need a guy like Lucic, and I probably would have agreed with them. But as the league is going on, he really can't keep up with them and keep up with those young players. And like, imagine playing him on a line with Goudreau. He's just going to be lost out there. So what does he have to do to stay relevant? Do stuff like that. I hope Sherwood is okay. But the worst part of the play, though, when you think about it, Sherwood didn't even do anything that bad. He came to the goalie. He maybe gave a little bit of a shot. It definitely didn't warrant a sucker punch in the fashion that Milan Lucic did. But hey, what do you expect when one is missing brain cells? He does stupid shit like that. I hope he thinks about it during his 2-game suspension. I hope James Neal scores like 5 goals during that 2-game span. As you guys may tell, I'm not a big
You don't like the enforcers of the goons.
You know what?
I noticed.
I'm just in a bad mood today. I'm not in a really good mood.
I know you are.
Partially because I'm shitting blood, but I'm just not in a good mood. Joe says bit off topic. No, that's not a problem. You guys can go off topic. It's a hockey show. You can ask me anything. Do you think Paling is the right guy to be called up right now? Personally, I would have called up Balzil or Hudon. They've been playing very well in Laval. Very, 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 very good question. Because Jake, let me clue you in. I know you don't really follow the Montreal Canadiens like that, but I'm just going to clue you in for a bit because there's kind of a controversy going on in Montreal. Did you see the Jesperi Kotkaniemi video I did?
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
I made a video.
We'll go I did.
It's the most disliked video I have on this channel by far. So in that video, I explained that us Canadiens fans should temper expectations with Jesperi Kotkaniemi because a lot of people were comparing him to Barkov. A lot of people were comparing him to Kopitar. And I forget the page on Twitter, but I was surfing Twitter and I stumbled across a page where, you know that really insane goal that Barkov did between his legs?
Yeah.
He goes and the guy says, Barkov just pulled off this goal. I can't wait to see the Canadiens Barkov, Kotkaniemi, and see what he becomes. And that's when I said, guys, look, enough is enough. Let's temper our expectations here. Because as much as I like the kid, I thought that he doesn't have the potential or the talent to become Barkov. Barkov is a special player in this league, guys. I can count them on my hand, the people who have the talent of Barkov. Okay? So it's a disservice to say someone that he's Barkov. You know, he doesn't have to be Barkov to be a good player. He can be a good player in his own right. But let's just be careful when we say Barkov and Kopitar because those are talents like there's none other in the league. Okay? Now, you might be asking, what's that got to do with Paling? Like, what am I getting at? And I'm going to explain. So, he hasn't had the best start to the season. I think that a lot of that is due because he's 19 years old and he's playing in a league and he has a new body. He's big. He's muscular. It's going to take him time to adapt in that body. And I said it in my video, they shouldn't have played him right off. The National Hockey League isn't a development league. It's a league of results. If you want him to develop and you want him to get used to his new body, it's done in Finland. It's done in the AHL. I think it's a little too late to send him to Finland. What's going on here? I think it's too late to send him to Finland. I think he could benefit from the AHL. But what I'm getting at is that now he's placed on injury reserve, Jake. And it's a controversy in Montreal because what happens when a player gets injured? I don't know about New Jersey, but in Montreal, they don't divulge the injury. They'll keep it very vague.
No. that's just to the whole NHL.
Yeah.
Like all you got to do, and as a fantasy owner, it makes it damn near impossible sometimes. Like you think that guy could be like, freaking sitting there with a separated leg, a severed leg, and they'd be like, oh, lower body injury.
Exactly. So
And it's like, oh, he injured his leg, and then you find out that the guy has a fucking peg leg, and you're still hanging on to him on your fantasy team.
But in the case with the Canadians, Bergevin, he's come out and he says, like, I want to protect my players. He's made it abundantly clear. So anyway, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is put on injury reserve, and they say it's a groin injury.
So injury reserve, I know, like in the NFL, that pretty much means your player is done for the year, and by doing that, you could get another player. Now in the NHL, does not mean they're done for the year.
No. He's not done for the year. But what I'm getting at is that it's a controversy because whereas Marc Bergevin and the management, they always say lower body injury, upper body injury, they went out and they, quote unquote, like actually divulged it. They said he has a groin injury. So a lot of people in Montreal, they're saying he's not playing good. They want to bench him, but they want to be subtle about it. So let's invent an injury. Anyway,
they do that in sports.
So that was a long-winded way of saying I just need to get it off my chest. And don't worry, there'll be a video coming out about it. And I know I look like I'm happy. I'm not happy about it, but at the same time, I'm not really worried because, hey, some players, they take a little bit longer to develop. But that was a long-winded way to say that there's a spot available for someone down in Laval. Now, whether it be Paling, whether it be Belzil, whether it be Hudon, I think that just statistics-wise, Hudon is the one that merits to be with the Canadians. Now, they didn't bring Hudon. They brought Paling, and I agree with that decision, and I'll tell you why. If you look at the preseason, if you look at that sample size in the preseason, and forget what happens in Laval later on, if you just look at that preseason, who played better, Hudon or Paling? It was Paling. The only reason Paling is not on the team right now is because he had a concussion. He got injured. So I think just based on that merit, it's the good choice to bring up Ryan Paling. I also think because Hudon, he's had, for lack of a better word, sufficient chances in the NHL. He's proved that at times he can't be the most reliable player. I think the management want to go a different way. I can't wait to see the comments here. No comments. I guess everyone's listening. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. Jake is there yawning and sighing and
No. I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. Just looking up things.
You're breathing. Leonard.
No, yeah.
You saw that video, right? For those of you
who
didn't see it, I did post it on my channel, but I'll play a little bit. Robin Leonard, goalie for the New York Islanders. Fuck, what am I saying? Goalie for the Blackhawks. Played for the Islanders last year. Well, he absolutely destroyed his former team in the Buffalo Sabres. And I gotta say, Jake, we live in an era of Sidney Crosby and Carey Price, who are superstars, but you see them in interviews, they're very boring. They're very vanilla.
Yeah, of course.
Robin Leonard is not that.
No.
Yeah. And I always... Fuck, there's a fly. Fuck.
Like, okay, if I'm Sidney Crosby, ask me, what are we gonna do to the next game? I'll tell you exactly what he would say.
So, Crosby, what's your plan for the next game?
We're just gonna work hard. We're gonna look at the game tape. We're gonna, take it one shift at a time, one period at a time, and we're just gonna keep on working hard.
Yeah, okay.
That's all.
Okay,
there. Boom, I did it.
Now I'm Crosby. Now I'm Carey Price. Ask me what I think of the win.
Carey, what did you think of the win?
Yeah, well, I think it's a really deserved win. I gotta give credits to the guys in front of me blocking shots, and we played a really good game. They made a lot of my saves really easy. I gotta give credit to them. Well, this isn't the case with Robin Leonard. Robin Leonard, he bends down, he takes off his pants and takes a shit all over his former team. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this before, I am jealous of you because I'm about to regale you with the interviews of interviews.
Feel good.
He's almost on Briscoe shit. Because nobody, no
It's
one
playing.
was
Hold
ever
on.
better.
Hold on.
I played for arguably the worst defensive team in the league for 3 years in Buffalo, so it's nothing new. And I put up good numbers there, no matter what anyone says. But again, I'm 4 years older.
Oh my god.
You know,
Oh my god. Never trust someone with a neck tattoo. Oh god, what a scary dude, man. I would hate to fight him.
You know what? He looks like somebody. He looks like somebody who just fucking did some time in the state pen.
Dude, it's weird because he's from Sweden, but he has like this Midwestern American accent. Well, I think
Yeah.
that I've played on the worst defensive team in the NHL. They played like complete garbage.
He doesn't have a neck tattoo.
Oh, yeah, like right in the back of his neck. You can't see it on the video, but search it up. Robin Leonard. I know because I see it sometimes when they show the camera behind him. Behind his neck, he has like this lion on his neck. It's this immense tattoo. Speaking of tattoos, because I have Matt Dumba on my fantasy team, I didn't know this, but I saw a picture of Matt Dumba in the locker room. His complete back is covered in tattoo. Him and Brent Burns, they're the two players in the NHL. Their backs, you can't see skin. It's just all ink. I don't know what I feel about it, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. You guys can Google it and whatever.
Are you turned on by that?
A little bit. You
bit?
know I like
You
my
like a
core
tattoo?
Filipino guys. So sexy. Okay, look. Look.
Really precise.
Now, this is a topic I don't think many outlets talked about on YouTube. Okay? But I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So what I put up here, it's a hockey player, and he has a question mark. And I'm about to read you something. So, statistics expert company Evolving Wild, they're the ones that do the fancy stats in the NHL. They just revealed that after running their GAR model last Thursday night, they found that this certain player in question, the one that you guys see above, they found that he is the worst player in the league so far. Now, you guys might be wondering what GAR is, and I have a definition for you guys right here. Let me just pull it up. GAR, goals above replacement, is one size fits all number that encapsulates how valuable an individual player is in terms of on ice play relative to a replacement level player. A replacement level player is a player of a caliber such that they are readily available and can be acquired and played at a moment's notice. So basically what this stat is saying, this GAR, they're looking at a player that's in the regular lineup. For example, I know I have a lot of Canadians fans. Let's take, for example, Drouin. He's in the regular lineup. He'll play each and every game, pretty much. Okay, he's a regular. And they'll take a player who's not in the lineup very often. For example, Jordan Weal. Jordan Weal, he'll come in, he'll come out. If there's a player that's injured, or in the case of Kotkaniemi, injured, he can come in, he can play a few games. The plumbers, okay? So they look at the regulars, they look at the plumbers, they come up with a number, and they come up with a ratio. And the one with the worst ratio, they say he's the worst player in the league. Now, who is this person in question, Jake? Do you want to venture a guess?
I've been racking my brains out because it has to be a player that I guess you would think would be considered like a top player in the league.
I will tell you this.
Or
when you hear it, you're going to be shocked. And I will preface it by saying these stats, these fancy stats, I could give a shit. I really don't care. I'm just reading to you a story. I'm reporting. I report for the Sin Bin. So, just give a guess. One guess. Anything. You got
Malkin.
5 seconds. Malkin.
That's
okay. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
You won't be able...
I just have a feeling it's going to be shocking.
Okay.
It's not going to be like fucking, All right, yeah, I'm curious.
All right, I'm about to put up the photo. Capo. So,
Okay.
what these guys did, Evolving Wild, is they put up the GAR, which I previously explained, and they found what they quote to be the worst player in the league so far this season. And
notice the big smile I have on my face.
yeah. Hey, but I'm going to take that smile right away because I'm going to say it doesn't mean jack squat shit fuck all. Like, dude, these stats. Corsi. What the hell's a Corsi? It sounds like a infectious disease. I got Corsi last night. What is this?
I mean, there is something with these stats. Like, I'm not saying you build the team 100% off of Corsi and is in goals above replacement. You know, like, but there is something to be said about these stats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I actually did read something that he put up a -4, and he's and when he was in the Finnish leagues, he never put up anything less than a -3.
Wow.
So yeah, no.
It's because he plays with like older people that are just so much bigger and older. Like, dude, you gotta understand. I really don't put any stock into this. I actually think Kakko might be better than Hughes.
I mean, Hughes has more points.
Oh, right now, yeah, definitely Hughes.
Right now, yeah. Capo's his body's built to play, but the game's becoming a lot different. The game's a speed game. The game's a dangling game.
Well,
look
he's
at
fast.
Johnny Gaudreau. Look at Patrick Kane. Those guys are tiny guys, and
Paul Byron.
they dominate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd reveal that little story there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I talked to my Ranger fan friends, and and they're like, I'm like, how's he doing? And I'm like, meh, and then but he's been getting a ton of ice time too.
Yeah. Joe says that he agrees with the Paling comment, but he feels like he could have gone with Belzil. He surprised Kakko. I mean, I did hear that he wasn't off to the greatest starts. I mean, what this stat is saying is that if you replaced Kakko with the Rangers version of Wheel, like someone that's just out of the lineup, Michael Haley, for example, they're saying the stat that there's not that big a difference between Kakko and Michael Haley. I don't put anything into this, but anyway.
There has to be something, because it's like, like, I'm not saying, like, if they said Jack Hughes, I would say, oh, okay. It's like there has to be something there, like, if you think about it.
Look, I'll tell you this.
And I am going to post this story, though, in my Devils group, just because it's right now,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you should thank me for giving you a raging hard on. Let's move on to our next story. Yeah.
As I told you, he's one of my least favorite players now in the league, because,
Louis LeBlanc says, hey, I really hope it's former first-round pick of the Montreal Canadiens in 2011, Louis LeBlanc. That would be awesome. And you guys might laugh, but I had a Canadiens prospect's dad contact me via email, Jacob Aguirre. Thank you very much. Anyway, our next story. I can't wait to talk about this. So, we all know about the Bridgestone Winter Classic. Do you know about it, Jake?
I sure do.
Yeah. The Bridgestone Winter Classic this year is going to be played on January 1st. It's between the Nashville Predators and the Dallas Stars at the Cotton Bowl Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Now, there's kind of been a little bit of a controversy. No, not just over why is there a Winter Classic in Dallas and not in Montreal. It's over the jerseys. Dallas is yet to reveal their jerseys, but as for Nashville, we are greeted with this masterpiece. Look at that shit. So, a lot of people, they're saying
I don't like it.
The league, they should get rid of the, what do you call it when the letters go across, whatever, the collegial style, whatever it's called. They should get rid of it. They should stick with logos and not with words. And if you look at this photo, it's not very similar to their usual jersey. It's very different. Jake, I gotta ask you, what do you think of these jerseys?
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of like a Buffalo Sabres jersey.
Really?
I don't know why they like
the old ones.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, the old ones that said like the Buffalo Sabres on it. I don't like it. I kind of think like, you could do so much with it. You know, well, if somebody said, "Hey, here's a Nashville Predators jersey, Winter Classic," I like, yeah, I'll take it. But
Yeah.
I don't personally, I don't like it. Uh,
Yeah. As for my
there's
opinion,
nothing. There's no pizzazz. It's just very bland. And and also I don't mind. I don't mind that there's not a that they're playing Dallas in Texas during the Winter Classic, because I think it's good that these are two big team, like good teams, and
yeah.
I think the everyday people should that don't get to watch, like
No, no, no.
that don't
Yeah.
follow the game.
Yeah.
They should be able to see the other teams
Yeah. No, no, no,
besides
no. For sure.
the six that they show.
I think that was just me being a homer because Montreal,
Yeah.
they obviously have the weather. Why do they never get winter classics? You always see the Rangers
I
and the Flyers.
It's an America thing now, because you guys have the
Heritage.
Canada
Yeah.
Heritage Classic.
Yeah. Anyway, just a few things about that photo. Matt Duchene, he looks like a jock from like a high school movie. Is it just me? Second of all, Roman Yossi. I don't know if they're gonna wear the hoodies under the jersey, but that would be awesome. And third of all, what's the guy's name? Ryan Ellis. He must be standing on a phone book. There's no way he's that tall, and there's no way that Matt Duchene's that short. And fourth of all of the European players, they're wearing hats, and all of the Canadians players, they're not wearing hats, so they have a greater tolerance to the cold. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that.
Joe says, honestly, Nashville has the worst jerseys, in my opinion. They're way too bright with all the neon yellow. And it's just a little hard on the eyes. Yeah, I get it.
You know who has a good jersey? And kind of going springboarding off this topic, Dallas. I can't wait to see what they do with their jersey because they have one of the best currently. I want to see how they change it up. Honest to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our next
Well, it's
story.
like when the Devils did the Stadium Series, all they did was, we're going to just wear the little bit of green.
Yeah.
Because they're very weird about changing the jersey and the logo and stuff.
Yeah. I like that green. They should make it permanent. Is it because it was too synonymous with Christmas, or what is it?
Maybe. They do call it the Christmas jerseys.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see. 5 concurrent viewers. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them ahead. Anything and everything and anything. We will answer everything and anything. My stomach's doing a lot much better. Kind of glad we went live.
I see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Our next story.
Yeah, but by the way, can I just tell this story real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Matt was I was going to pick up prescriptions at a drugstore, and Matt was messaging me through voice messaging. And as I was getting the prescription, he's literally, all I hear, he's all going into the toilet, and he's sitting there talking about how bad he feels and his shit, and I just looked at the girl at the drive-through pharmacy thing, just look at me with just such disgust, like I was doing it in front of her.
Yeah, I would play the clip, but I'm scared it's gonna gross out the people, so I won't do it.
No, let's not do that.
If I get 3 votes, I'll play it, but I doubt. No, like you guys really don't want to hear that.
Yeah, guys say throw Matt pooping if you want to hear it, because I'll play it.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm gonna skip Kirby Doc. I'm not really in the mood to talk about him and his pot smoking. We're gonna go ahead to
Yeah,
Ovechkin.
it was a little. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I put it, to be honest. Ovechkin. Also, guys, if you guys haven't seen it on my channel, I posted a video about Ovechkin. He kind of made a controversial subjects. He made controversial comments towards the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I put controversial in quotation marks because I kind of ate a bit of backlash from Mr. Boss. Do you know this guy? He kind of has a lot of subscribers. I knew him beforehand. He's like, this isn't controversial at all. And I agree with him. I don't think it's controversial. The reason why I call it controversial is because Toronto is making it such a big thing, as they usually do. And they're just making it this huge thing. And some of the players, they're really taking personal offense to this. Now, the video in question, in case you guys haven't seen it, I'm just going to play it right now, just in case you guys haven't seen it. Here we go.
For them, they're still a young group of guys, and I hope they're gonna learn. But again, it's up to them how they want to do it, and if they want to play for yourself, or if they want to if you want to win Stanley Cup, they have to play differently. It's no doubt.
All right, enough of that. So there you go, Ovechkin. He says those comments, and some of the Toronto people weren't really happy. You can listen to the interview. Unfortunately, I don't have them queued up right now on my channel, but from what I got the gist of it, Austin Matthews, holy crap, he was just like, well, how many times did you lose to Pittsburgh before you finally won? I mean, that's a stupid comment, because you're basically proving him right. You're saying that he was one way, he turned it around and he won. You're proving his point. Look, all Ovechkin is saying is that if they
got really butthurt over it.
They really did. Fucking Austin Matthews.
Insanely.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They got butthurt. And all Ovechkin was saying is that if you guys want to win the Stanley Cup, you have to stop being individualists. You guys have to start playing as a team. Because it's once you stop being individualists and once you start being teammates that you guys will finally win. Now, the best person to take this advice from is Ovechkin, because he fucking lived it. For the longest time, they said this guy is not going to win. He's going to go down in history as one of the greatest to not win with Eric Lindros. They said everything to this guy. They threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. And he turned things around. He said, look, this isn't the coach. This isn't my line mates. This isn't my centerman. This is me. I'm the captain. It's up to me to turn things around. I mean, if I were a player on that Toronto Maple Leafs dressing room, well, first of all, I'd want to kill myself. But if I were a player in that Toronto Maple Leafs dressing room, you know what I would say? Hey, guys, he's right. I mean, even Mike Babcock, he came out and he said it. I know it's not easy to hear. This is my team. I'm the one that coaches it. But he's right. He lived it. We got to start playing as a team. Because what he said is fair.
And it seemed like it was probably only like less than 5 years ago where Ovechkin was about him, Ovechkin,
Yeah.
And he seemed like he really matured like in these past 5 years.
It's really once I saw him in that 2017, 2018 run, and he was getting down on the floor blocking shots, then I was like, okay, this guy wants to win. And you know what? Austin Matthews, he's a great player. I don't know how good he is as a teammate. He might be good. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. But the one thing I can say is that if you want to win a Stanley Cup, it's not about who has the best talent. It's not about who has the highest contract. It's not about who has the best speed, the best hands, or the best mustache even. It's about who's willing to dive in front of a puck face first to prevent the goalie from taking a shot against. Who's willing to give the extra bit of gas in the tank at the end of the shift to drive to the net hard and get a whistle? Are the Toronto Maple Leafs at that stage yet? No. They got to start learning how to win as a team and not as individuals. And you guys might say I'm wrong. The proof that I'm right is the fact that they got all uptight about it. They know it. They're self-conscious. I mean, that one guy, Dermott, he was just about to cry. Is it just me?
Yeah. No. You know what? I got that too. Like like they were like literally throwing like a temper tantrum, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. The intellectual says poop, and he says Ohio. So we got one vote for the poop. Louis LeBlanc says, Joe, why did you stop making videos? J.S. Ferrier says Matthews is a little bitch. I thought I would get more... No, your vote doesn't count. I thought I would get more backlash. When I compared Matthews to Gomez from the Addams Family. Apparently people didn't really care. But hey, look, I made a video. I explained why I think Jonathan Taze. What the fuck am I saying? Who's the other guy? The guy with the fucking lip scar. Tavares. I explained why I think Tavares is the good captain, the good choice for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and not Captain Underpants, Matthews. You guys can go check that out. But in the meantime, we're going to move on.
Hey, listen, I agree, but I still feel like it is Austin Matthews' team.
You think?
That's just me.
Why?
I just think because, he's young and he shouldn't have a C or an A. But I just think, he was their draft pick, and if he ends up staying with them, that's just me. That's just me. Maybe in in 2 more years from now, you'll see oh yeah, he's grown up and he's
he's a tremendous player. But there's one thing about his style of play, and some people may not have a problem with this, and some people may have a problem with this. If you really look at Austin Matthews' play, and given that he's in the Atlantic, I see a sufficient amount of Austin Matthews. If you really look at his style, he's not the type that can carry games. He's not the type that'll take over a game. He'll go the whole game silently, and then he'll have this one shift where he shoots out of nowhere. He just appears out of nowhere, and boom, it's in the net before you even know it. And some people might say, hey, who cares? He's putting it in the net. And to those people, I say, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's a goal scorer. He's scoring goals. But you won't see him like Patrick Kane or like, Ovechkin. Just being able to single-handedly turn a game on a dime. Johnny Gaudreau has that talent, I'm sure. But very few people have that. Some people, they kind of just hide in the shadows. And then they kind of pop up at the opportune moment and boom! Scores a goal. I just imagine Matthews just hiding in the shadows ominously with that creepy mustache. Ugh, I got a shiver.
And you know what? Think about it. Ovechkin kind of threw them off their game. Now they're all going to be questioning each other.
Yep. Joe says, I've always had a bit of a problem with guys who are in their early 20s being named captain. Like Eichel and McDavid, great players, but I preferred experienced players as captain. I could not agree more. What do you think? Do you think young players should be getting it? I don't agree.
I think if you're a McDavid, I think you're going to come into this league and you're going to be a leader. You're going to be the face of the NHL. Players like Eichel and McDavid, yeah, but not the first year. But maybe year 3.
Yeah, I think the problem
though. That's just what I think.
And I think the problem that I have, and I suspect that Joe might have the same problem though, is that giving it to a young player, they're not proven yet. I mean, McDavid, what age did he get at 19? I mean, he's a tremendous player. We knew he was going to be a tremendous player, but there's a difference between being a tremendous player and a tremendous leader. There is.
But do you think McDavid's a leader type player?
I do now. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know if there's a way of knowing it beforehand. I think they just said he's going to be our best player. He's going to be our franchise player. Just take the C. I guess there is ways of when they scout him, they know his attitude and they know what he's made of. But I do see another thing too. What if you're an old guy in the locker room and you've busted your ass, you played for the team longer, you were in the league longer, you've had more blood, sweat, and tears, and you want the captaincy and they give it to some young guy? Would that make you upset?
Yeah, but at that point, you know the game and you do everything you can and be a good teammate and be a good soldier and you help him out. You're at the end of your rope. He's at the beginning,
Yeah. The worst.
So that's all.
The worst I saw was in Montreal when PK Subban, he was trying so hard to be captain. He would go to Children's Hospital. He donated $10 million to the hospital. He was trying so hard, and they ended up giving it to Pacioretty. I mean, that couldn't have been a bigger backhanded slap to the face.
They didn't like PK. They didn't like him there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because like people in Montreal are very old school,
Sort of.
like you know what I'm saying? Like very like they don't like that rah-rah attitude, and
Yeah.
you know, it's he did have that, you know, he still does.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, more than ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, yeah, you're absolutely right. They like the perfect Boy Scouts, like the Carey Prices and the Shea Webbers, who are vanilla in their interviews. That's what they like. Mm-hmm. Why do you think they traded for Shea Weber? But I will tell you this. It's not like they didn't like Subban and they said all of a sudden, like, you're traded out of nowhere. They had a lot of talks with him. They sat him down. They said, hey, PK, I don't know if you want to play in Montreal. You're going to have to change certain things. And PK didn't want to. He wanted to be PK, and that's why he got traded. I'll let you guys determine whether you're siding with the Canadians, whether you're siding with PK. I mean, that might get into a huge debate. I don't know if I'm ready to.
Now you're a Canadians fan, but I know, you know, you loved PK when he was on the team.
Yeah.
So, but like, do you feel like he should, you know, that he was unfairly treated?
Not really. The thing is, back in the days, I was a little bit younger, and PK Subban was the first jersey I've ever owned, and he was born on the same day as me, so anything wrong that PK did, I basically closed a blind eye to it. But looking back at the whole situation, I see why certain players would get pissed off at him. There's a reason. You go on YouTube, there's countless videos of them in practice getting into fights, and who's always at the center of it? PK. Dude, there's this fucking game. He scored from the center ice. This wicked slap shot. And you know how we're talking about players who can just carry a team and turn a game on a dime? Yeah. I actually think PK's one. And that game he was pissed off. He said, look, I'm going to score from center ice. And he did it. But what did he do? He goes to Brendan Dubinsky and he goes to the Columbus bench. And he starts hot dogging. And if you look at the video, and Deb Benson, she has the top comment, actually. Brendan Gallagher, he's holding PK back. And you could see Brendan is upset and he's yelling at him and he's saying, like, dude, PK, cut that out. And that's when I noticed, like, wow. I mean, if management, they're souring on him, that's one thing. But now the players are souring on him. You're creating a split.
Wait, you're talking about our Deb Benson? That used the
our Deb
call
Benson.
into the show. Yeah. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I don't even know if she knows we have another show. You should let her know.
Well, she should. Yeah.
She was the only one that would frickin' defend me every time Tommy would harass me. Let's see. RK.
She was a sweetheart. She was a sweetheart.
Yeah, no, shout out.
Terry, I think Terry knows we have a show.
Yeah.
Just talking, you know.
RK says Matthews will leave when his contract is up. Absolutely. This guy, the minute his contract is up, he's leaving for Arizona, where he can flaunt that mustache in the desert, and he can be free. Joe says, I do believe they're leaders, but if you have a guy like maybe a Kyle Oposo, who has seen everything in the league, I think they should have been the captain for Buffalo, maybe Skinner. I disagree there. Not on the Skinner, but on the Okposo, because Okposo, he's not a core essential piece of the Buffalo team. You can't give
Skinner was there last season. So he just got there, what, last season?
Yeah, but he's already a core. He's locked up for so many years. He's He plays with Eichel. Okposo, he's getting up there in age. He might get traded at any second. How are you going to give the captaincy to someone who's going to get traded? Unless it's Pacioretty, but hey. J.S. Ferrer, he says PK is a fucking goof, no matter where he is. Okay, but like Jake, I was going to ask you something. Because knowing you probably don't have a problem with what he's doing. Meaning like the hockey channels and like the Ric Flair cape and everything. It's for you, it's entertainment. There's nothing wrong. But let me ask you this. In one word, how would you describe PK's play so far with the New Jersey Devils?
Mediocre.
Okay. So let me ask you, do you think it's still okay for him to do all of that, given that his play is mediocre? Basically, he doesn't have he can't back up his with his play. You know what I'm saying? Because
You know what though? I one thing I did. There was a game they lost in overtime. No big deal. No big, shocker. I think I forget who they played, but anyway, he said I played like a rookie,
wasn't that
and
the
I should have
Flyers?
not. Was the Flyers?
Yeah.
He said I played. He said that one was on me. I played like crap, and that takes a lot because you don't see a lot of players just coming out like especially in a team sport and like saying that's on me, and I kind of like he has a couple goals, a couple assists. He's not setting the world on fire, but he's not playing like he's not playing like he's not capo.
Oh boy.
So
When he was in Montreal and I had my PK Subban colored rose glasses and I defended anything he did, one of the things I would always say is that, okay, let him do what he wants. Let him showboat, because look at the results on the ice. He's our best player. Let him do what he wants. But now that he's in New Jersey, let's just put it this way. It's taking him a little bit of time to adapt to his new team. I mean,
yeah,
PK, the quote that I think you're looking for, he described his play as atrocious. He said, I played as a rookie. And I wouldn't disagree. He hasn't been the best. I think in those circumstances, it might be the place to stop all of the showboating and the whatever, because I don't know. Would you do that if you were in his position? The fact that you're not playing well? Like, I would just concentrate on my game. I would put that aside and say, hey, I got to get back.
But you know what? He is a hard worker, and I think maybe he did have an aha moment and a coming to Jesus type moment, and just maybe now he will tone it down. I mean, Ovechkin had to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
With some of his antics, and and I think if he wins a cup, the guy could wear a baby skin fucking coat for all I care.
From the hospital he donated to.
They gave me this fine baby skin coat.
Oh boy. Oh man, I'm loving today's show. Jesus Christ, we didn't even get to today's topic. Anyway.
Are we gonna get to it now?
Just
Bumming
quickly
out the mouth
though.
a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, let's skip Tom Wilson. You want to skip Tom Wilson?
Yeah, you know what? Both hits were clean, and he hit them.
Oh, okay. We're not skipping Tom Wilson. Okay, guys. Joe says, I believe PK wasn't given the C and was traded because he wasn't a real team player. RK says, Penn's coming back to go ahead of the Bees. Joe says, if NJ continues to play like this, I think they're the new Oilers. Great team on paper, but completely different team on the ice. Okay, Tom Wilson. Mr. Tom Wilson, if you're watching this video, which I absolutely know you are, here's the thing. In case
I like your confidence.
In case you guys didn't see it, after Ovechkin's comments, the game between the Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals, the Capitals, they ended up winning in overtime, but there's a certain something that caught my attention, and it's been catching my attention for a long time. Okay, Tom Wilson, Mr. Tom Wilson, I like him. Okay. I think he's a great player. I think he has amazing size. Hell, I think he's a handsome devil. I mean, I'm never going to have his speed. I'm never going to have his skill. I'm never even going to have his looks. And he's one of the most feared people on the ice. Okay, that being said, he's doing one of the most fundamental essentials of hockey wrong. Charging. Every single fucking Tom Wilson hit is charging. So in this game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals, Tom Wilson, he comes up to Jake Muzzin, takes several steps before he launches into Jake Muzzin. Jake Munson gets injured on the play. A few minutes later, Tyson Barrie's in the corner. Tom Wilson, he puts his target. He's a heat-seeking missile. He charges at Tyson Barrie, hits him. Tyson Barrie's out of the play. He single-handedly took out 2 Toronto Maple Leafs defensemen. And I'm getting a little bit sick of it. I mean, the objective of a hit in hockey, we sometimes forget it. The objective of a hit is to separate the player from the puck. That's what it is. Tom Wilson, he doesn't do that. He doesn't. His objective, what Tom Wilson wants, is to kill you. Tom Wilson wants to hurt you. And if you just
But you could tell he kind of slowed up at the end when he realized he didn't have a hit.
Fuck no. Guys, look.
Okay. Your opinion.
Yeah, my opinion and your opinion. Guys, look at the video. He takes several steps. And it pisses me off because the fucking referees, they don't even know how to call icing.
If you accuse Tom Wilson of charging, you can never, ever talk to me ever again. Inside joke. You there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm laughing, dude. Fuck. This must be so frustrating for the listeners because they don't know what's going on.
Sorry, I had to do it. I know. This is literally an inside joke, and doing an inside joke with a bunch of listeners that don't know the inside joke.
Yeah. Well, it's not really inside. It happened on air. Did it or did it not?
Oh, I don't know if it did or I don't. I'm just going by what you told me.
Yeah.
Then we should, we're kind of teasing them a little bit, so maybe we should kind of just like put it out there right now.
No. Let's not get into it. Eventually.
All right. Eventually, if it comes down to it, we will.
I can't wait to get into my first YouTube drama, but I gotta pick my spots. You see, I'm like I have to be like PK Subban. I gotta pick my spots here.
Sometimes I could blow my load a little bit early, but. I'm being good, and I'm only doing it for your sake.
Yeah,
just because you're kind of the center of. I don't want to. Controversy is not a good word.
It is kind of controversial, though. I mean, okay.
Joe says, "I think I get the joke."
Let's just say this, and I'm gonna end it here. Let's just say there's someone or something or a force of some kind in the YouTube hockey space that blocked me on Twitter and on Facebook and on every platform except Yahoo Fantasy because of opinion. So, hey, Jake, you think that Tom Wilson isn't charging? You don't have to talk to me either. Our podcast is going to be...
I'm blocking you on everything. Friendster, Penguin Club.
Get ready, folks. Our show is going to be an hour and a half of us just sitting in silence because we can't support each other's opinion. Fuck. Right. You fucking climate change denier. Okay, let's get to our main topic here. Taylor John Hall. Is his middle name John? No, I don't give a fuck. I think you guys may have realized from day one or minute one. I don't give a fuck this episode. I'm in a bad mood. I mean, I got hemorrhoids the size of a peach. I don't care. Taylor Hall, he made some controversial topics. If you look at my channel, I posted the video. But I'm going to play it now just in case.
That just has to be the mindset right now. Stay together and keep working.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of battling our own fans at this point. We're 1 for 3 on the power play. We're getting booed. And it's a tie game. We're getting booed. So that's a tough environment to play in sometimes, especially when you're at home. I know that when we're playing somewhere and their fans start booing, it's a fun environment for the away team to play in. I understand the fans' frustration, but after the game, I think if they're booing, that's we're losing. That's fine, but. We're 1 for 3 on the power play, and they're booing our power play. That's tough, especially when you're playing at home. You want to feed off the energy of your crowd and not let that affect you.
By the way, I know I've said it before, but don't you find Taylor Hall looks like a white black guy?
Oh yeah, he definitely. Yeah, those lips. They're like, how, come on, like they're. He's sometimes uncomfortable to look at.
You know who I got that from?
Who?
Another another shot from the past. Pure Pnuts.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys. I think everyone quit us except Joe, but I don't care. I love Joe. We used to be on a show called Shot to the Point. Eventually, we'll
Shot
get
from the point.
Yeah. What did I say?
Shot to the point.
You know me, I'm always straight to the point. We used to be on Shot from the Point. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get it to the same level of fame. But what would happen is that the host, Tommy, he would take some calls on Skype from many people across the world. And there was this Finnish kid called Pure Pnutst. And that guy knew his hockey. A little bit creepy, but he really knew his shit.
He like had some type of like inside information.
Yeah.
That like he wouldn't never divulge to what it was, but he he hated Trump, but he also hated Muslims just as much. The guy was a fucking kook.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
no.
we used to call him the Finnish news flash.
Yeah, we would call him the Finnish news flash because he would say like I don't know, PK Subban traded to the Nashville Predators, and we're just like, dude, shut the fuck up. And then like 5 days later, he'd get traded, and we're just like, what the hell? Anyway.
Yeah, like he had something. He had some type of insider information.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this one show I'll never forget. He calls in, and Tommy's like, what's up? And he's just like, am I the only one that thinks that Taylor Hall looks like a white black guy? And I listened to him. I'm like, what the hell is he saying? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
He always looks like Taylor Hall always looks like he ate something that he was allergic to.
Malkin, too. He always looks like he's about to sneeze or something. But anyway, Taylor Hall, he basically went against the fans a little bit. RK says, never go against the fans. You're not going to win with that. Nothing good will come from it. So I'm going to abstain here. I'm going to throw it over to you, Mr. Devil's Extraordinaire.
That's right. Boom.
What do you think?
What I think is he will not be a New Jersey Devil next year or possibly at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
I think
and the sky is blue and I have diarrhea. What's next? Like, isn't that etched in stone by now?
Unless they get hot and they go on a good run, he's going to be gone. But I just think that there's 4 jerseys hanging in the rafters, and those 4 jerseys have been loyal soldiers to that team, and have poured their blood, sweat, and tears into that team. So, and those 4 jerseys that are hanging, in our eyes as Devils fans, can't do anything wrong. Whether it be personal, a la Martin Brodeur, Kenny Danico had a drinking problem, stuff like that. So, they are forever etched in stone, like Brodeur is with the statue outside of the Prudential Center. So, with that being said, I think this kind of goes to show the character of a Taylor Hall, who I've always been kind of like on the fence. I don't see him, and comments like this, he's not a leader.
No.
He's not a leader, and this kind of shows that he's like, well, you know what? You know you do. You find out about the booze and you turn them around, because you know how they get turned around? Winning. If you win. And you're not giving up, and you're not in the games, where you're up by 2 or 3 goals, and you're giving up freaking, you're giving up leads like they're candy, That's my thing. And honestly, I don't care how great of a talent he is. 1, we got Nico Hischier locked up. 2, we have Jack Hughes. 3, he's good. I mean, he had a hard year. He took that team kicking and screaming into the playoffs. I can't, with Hall, I can't not do that. Like, not give him that credit. But Is he a good player? He's a damn good player. Is he a leader? Nope.
You see, in a show where we disagreed nonstop, where we threatened to not talk to each other throughout the whole show, we finally agreed with something. I mean, Taylor Hall, you guys gotta think here. He was a great player, or he still is. I shouldn't speak in the past. He's a great player. I mean, he won the Hart 2 years ago. He single-handedly carried that team. And he was in a nomination class with Nathan McKinnon and McDavid. And he won. So this guy has serious talent. So you got to think, if he has serious talent, why did Edmonton get rid of him? Like, I know Edmonton wasn't doing well. I know they were in the gutter. But they could have gotten rid of... They could have got rid of Nugent. They could have gotten rid of Draisaitl. Hell, they could have gotten rid of Yakupov. Why did they decide to get rid of Taylor Hall? Because I think that Jake has a point here. He kind of hits it on the nails. He does have a tendency to not mesh in the locker room. Now, with this specific situation here, I kind of get his frustration. Because imagine you're a player, you're busting your ass, and all you hear is the booze from the fan. But this is the thing that I don't get. It's really common. Like, the Canadians, the team I watch all the time, it must happen at least once every 4 games where they boo a power play. I mean, I don't know why he just got his panties up in a knot for no reason. And it sucks because, I mean, these fans, I know they support him. I know they love him. I know a lot of them bought his jersey and they're dying for him to stay. But looking back at it, how on earth are they going to keep him? I mean, they might go all the way to the Cup final, and I still think he might leave. He just seems unhappy. And not just because his lips are the size of the Great Wall of China. He genuinely looks like he doesn't want to be there. And, oh, I forgot to say, the following game, he ended up scoring a goal. A beautiful goal, by the way. He came down on a partial break. He beat the defenseman and then crashed to the net and scored while falling. And then he gets up and he kind of does this. Like, can you hear me, to the fans? I mean, you did a mistake, okay? You put your foot in your mouth. But not only that, but now you're taunting the fans. Oh, boy. I mean, I get his frustration. He shouldn't have come out in the media and said it. He should have swallowed his tongue. He should have... Someone should have pulled him aside. I remember there was a game, Canadians versus the Jets. Brendan Gallagher got slashed Jacob Link at least 5 times by the goalie and once by the defenseman. Wow. He got tripped a couple hundred times. You guys can search it up on YouTube. I don't know what it would be called. Just search like Brendan Gallagher versus the Jets. No penalty call. After the game, Gallagher is furious. And you know these players, they're in the locker rooms. They have to take interviews. What did Josh Georges do? He pulled him aside. And he said to the reporters, listen, guys, I know you guys want to talk to Brendan Gallagher. I know you guys are doing your job, but I'll be answering questions on his behalf. I wish that when someone saw Taylor Hall hot like that, someone could have pulled him aside and said, look, before you say something stupid, let's avoid it. And that didn't happen. All right, I'm dead tired. What do the commenters say? RK says...
imagine if Joe says, imagine if he goes to New Jersey, the Rangers.
Yeah. RK says, never go against the fan. Hey, imagine if he comes to the Canadians. I guess they have the cap space. Never go against the fans. You're just not going to win with that. Nothing good will come from it. Joe says, he does have some black features. Imagine if he goes to the Rangers. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I think I was right. This is our best episode. I might be tired.
Every week's our best episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look tired, and you had an exhausting day.
I had an exhausting day, and
Matt is just, as another term, pooped.
I pooped, and
no, you're pooped. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I was stumbling on words, if I was I don't know, not making sense, just keep in mind, I'm not running on any sleep. I'm sick. I need antibiotics, but I really wanted to put out a video for you guys, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you guys aren't listening, if you guys aren't listening live, I hope you guys still comment, like the video, subscribe to my fuck. I clicked the fucking Nashville Predators with their Oshkosh Bagosh jerseys. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel and like this video. There's more hockey content to come in the future. This is the beginning of something, guys. You guys are witnessing the revolution. And contrarily to popular belief, the revolution won't be televised. It'll be streamed. My name is Matt. You've been watching The Sin Bin. Keep your stick on the ice.
Yeah. Okay.